Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Hey everyone, checking in on SPY IWM QQQ. So the bulls bounced today, and we started out today looking very similar to March 21st and March 22nd. The all-out dump, the open right at the low, the initial dip, and then the bulls showing up. It was the same thing, and the bulls showed up more significantly today. We rejected from the daily 4-period exponential resistance and saw some profit taking into the end of the day. But there was a really beautiful signal using inside bars on the 5-minute time frame, and you've been hearing me talk about correlations with the tech sector and the financial sector if you've been watching these videos. And at the end of this video, I'll go over the 5-minute charts that had such a beautiful, clear bull signal, and it is... If I were teaching a class on technical analysis, this would be in my textbook. So SPY today, I'm anticipating an equilibrium pattern here on the daily where we have a spike in volatility and volume. Our low has been set. I anticipate the high of the move to be the high of yesterday, and I think we're going to set a lower high. And I'm not sure if that's today, if that has already been set. We're going to be watching tomorrow. If the bulls cannot break the high of today, tomorrow, we will be watching to see further consolidation. So that resistance level is the high of today. There we go. And that is 237.75. So if we cannot break that level, we'll anticipate to keep forming lower highs and higher lows. I would not be surprised tomorrow on a Friday to see volume continue dropping off and to see an inside bar with the range tomorrow fitting completely within the range of today. So that is what my mindset is going to be going forward. Anticipating a lower high to be set, looking for a higher low and tightening range. The weekly time frame still perfectly fine for these bulls. The sky is not falling. And we have our low and our high, and now a higher low. Anything above 231.61 maintains the higher lows. The bulls are in full control of the long-term trend. Short-term, could we see some further downside? Absolutely, and I would probably expect that more so than not, and that's because the tech sector has hardly even begun consolidating. I keep saying how the tech sector has been holding the market up, and now it is time to consolidate. So IWM, not nearly as strong a bounce. We rejected from the daily lower Bollinger Band resistance. So I would expect a bear break on IWM to potentially be a canary in the coal mine for these other markets as to further downside. We know that IWM is the weakest of the three. So if we break 134.23, we're going to be looking for the other names to potentially break their lows as well. So not nearly as strong a bounce, still a lower Bollinger Band daily resistance to be battling with, and watching to see how the price reacts to 135.90 tomorrow. All daily moving averages are back as resistance, except for the 200-day, which is down in the 130s. Weekly time frame here, bulls in full control as long as 132.40 holds. If 132.40 breaks, it is a significant bear break, and we will be looking at a change in the trend on the weekly time frame. That will be the lowest price that we've seen in 5 months. So there is a lot more risk on the longer-term trend for IWM than there is on SPY and QQQ at this time. So here's QQQ with the tech sector weight and anticipating an equilibrium pattern here as well. Our low is 135.87. Our high is 137.72. So the first thing I'm going to be watching all day tomorrow is, can the bulls break the high of yesterday and see continuation? And if not, we are looking at some potential further downside. QQQ on the weekly time frame, bearish reversal candlestick after a month of straight upside and gaps. So again, we can pull all the way back down. Anything above 129.40 keeps the bulls in full control. We can drop $7 and still be extremely strong here on QQQ. So checking in onto the pattern today, it was beautiful. This was SPY consolidating. There's where the bull break occurred, but I wasn't even watching SPY for this break. All individual names, SPY, XLF, XLK, were just trading straight across right before this break occurred, just before 2 p.m. Eastern. So let's look at how it played out. I was watching XLK, and XLK here into that tight pattern was right here, and it was the same thing. You can just draw these higher lows and the lower high pattern, and we were watching for that bull break. And the great thing about these patterns is you know that a break is really close to coming, because you get to a point where you just can't fit inside the pattern anymore. So the bull break occurred right here, and XLF, it was the same exact thing. XLF got even tighter, bull break, And here on XLF, I don't have the moving averages drawn out, but it was a perfect channel. I didn't even have to draw lines. The 100-hour or the 100 period 5-minute support and the 200 period 5-minute resistance was perfectly dictating this channel that we were in. And again, it's a very clear increase in bull volume and just a 20-minute breakout. And we were using SPY inside bars. I keep talking about inside bars. When the channel gets so tight and you're trading straight across, you can be watching for these inside bars. So on the hourly time frame, it was actually not on the hourly time frame. It was on the 30-minute time frame that we were watching these inside bars. And really, you can even, the more you zoom in, the more inside bars you can get on a sideways move. So the 15-minute time frame, we had one here, and we got a bull break. And again, it was right before the big time move to the upside. And then we saw 45 minutes, an hour of straight upside of over $1 move for SPY. So really sweet day trading opportunity. And when things get really tight, you know that a break is coming because you have to break in one direction or the other. You just don't trade sideways forever. So awesome day trading opportunities today with volatility. We're going to be watching for some shrinking in that volatility and volume and just aware of that, being a little bit quicker on our day trades. But as of the overall pattern, I do believe that we will likely see a bearish break. And again, that is because of XLK. And looking at XLK, which has been holding up the S&P 500, in my opinion, just starting to consolidate. This is bearish reversal candlestick number 1 on the weekly. Last time we saw a bearish reversal candlestick, 3 out of the next 4 weeks were red. Didn't see much pullback, but it was a pullback. So I'm going to be looking for a bear break of the equilibrium pattern, but I always wait for the breaks to occur before making my positions. So I appreciate you watching. We'll continue to check back in as always. Hope you have a great night.